Welcome everybody to ESPN. I'm your host here tonight, Adam Chapman. We are live here for the Red Sox Racing Series, ready to kick off another great night of racing action here from Canadian Tire Motorsports. Very much looking forward to the race. As you can tell, we got a little bit of different look here tonight. Having a little bit of issues on my end with the normal overlays that we use. Honestly, I can't tell you why. It won't update the ATVO program right now, and I just do not have time to mess with it since we had to do this right now. But yeah, it is what it is. So basically, we'll just roll with what we got here. This is basically an old generic top overlay, so it ain't nothing special by any means, but I do expect tonight's race to be good. Canadian Tire Motorsports, one of my favorite racetracks that we go to. I expect this race to be probably one of the best races that we've had all season. We've had some good ones, but I expect this one to be right up on top of the board as well of where we are. So, ready to go racing. Let me cut my music down here so you guys can hear me just a little bit better as we get set to go. What we're expecting about 25 laps. We got about 3 minutes left here in qualifying right now that's going on. Joe Burchett out on track, currently first. Let's hop over to someone. Let's go over to Terry Dahl right now, who's out on track. And once again, this may take me just a little bit to get used to this whole new overlay system that we're using because, once again, we don't normally use this one. So just kind of got to deal with it a little bit here. Here's one of the new drivers, or a driver that's somewhat new, Robert Sneedville. He is out on track right now. As you can see, his best lap, a 2 minute. Is that right? A 2.7? No, that was his previous lap. Fastest lap is currently. There we go. Let's put that up there as well. That's just the initials of some of the drivers that is out there. But Robert Sneedville currently 6th. Last lap, 2.07. So he is actually on a fast lap here. As we watch him, we'll take this down, actually. Let's do that. There we go. And, have a little bit of trouble there with Mark Wilson. Not sure what that's about. So we'll actually hop over to someone else. Lana Lacey out on track. He might be coming to his fast lap. Let's see. 1:13.430. Still currently P9 for the driver. Nope, I lied. He jumps up to 4th place in that Ferrari. So good job for him. As you can see, our ticker up top, not extremely accurate, but it is the best that it does. For some reason, it's wanting to read classes. I'm not entirely sure why it's wanting to read classes and all that stuff, but it is what it is for right now. So we'll just have to kind of deal with that since I can't have time to fix it. But Mitch Heller coming off the final corner. If you're not familiar with Canadian Tire, this is a very fun track. And oh my gosh, we actually got our overlays. So guys, let me actually X out this. We'll get our actual overlays up. For some reason, ATVO just decided to start working, and I'm not going to complain. So this will put us back in the actual thing of it. It might take me just a second here, but we'll get it up. Just bear with me just for a moment, and we will have up our new or better overlays at least. Thank gosh, because that was absolutely horrible to use. So as qualifying still goes on right now, it might take me just a second because I got to find for this series. I got to find the overlays for this one. Should not take long at all. I think it's this one. All right, so here we go. We'll pop that up. By the way, Terry Dahl's got a new paint tonight that you guys haven't seen. I do want to show that. There we go. That's better. That's more like it. Now we're back to where we should be. So out on track, Mitch Heller currently in P11 right now. Let me just fix a couple more things. As you can see, popping up on your screen. I got to get my timing screen up because it's all weird right now the way I had it. I'll also have one more thing that pops up on screen for my cameras. And now we're set to go. Mitch Heller currently in P11. And I mentioned Terry Dahl, and you can kind of see him right here on pit road. He actually has a new paint scheme tonight. Check that out. That's a good looking paint scheme. I'm not going to lie. That is the Hamburg Brewing Company. If you're not familiar with it, go check them out. New colors, Hamburg Brewing Company. This is the Just Saying Series Volume 3. We do it nice because we do it twice. There we go. That's pretty cool. Kind of got like that comic book theme to it. I kind of like that. Pretty cool. Ryan Robertson out on track, coming up the hill. For guys that don't know a lot about this track, there you go. As we got about 5 seconds left, 10 turns here from Canadian Tire Motorsports in Bowmanville, Canada. 81-degree track temp. Watching Ryan Robertson see if he can improve his lap. Currently, a 113. Joe Burchett. It looks like he may be the pole sitter here. He did win back at Daytona a couple weeks ago. Ryan Robertson does not put down a better lap. No, actually he does, but he stays in 10th. Let's see. Lana Lacey coming up the hill. So as far as points goes, it was pretty interesting coming into tonight's race because, and I'm counting drop weeks. Right now with the drop week, Tommy Ryan would be your pole sitter as Lana Lacey decides to kill the wall. Let's see. Reed Rundle, he's about to finish up his lap here. Second place right now in the point standings would go to Ross Booth, who is not here. Third place, we're going to go all the way back to, I believe it's Dave Hill? David Shutt, sorry. David Shutt third, and fourth place currently Joe Burchett. And then fifth with the point standings right now, and I'm counting drop weeks, so keep that in mind. Fifth, it looks like, I cannot find it actually, so I'm not sure who fifth is. Maybe you have a tie, but I'm not seeing it. But anyway, we're ready to go here from Canadian Tire Motorsports. Joe Burchett going to be starting up on the front row. See if we can, let's talk to Joe real quick, actually. See if I can grab him as qualifying comes to an end. We'll wait till we start gridding up before we pull him in and talk to him here. But let's get a chat with Joe Burchett, who's very familiar with this track, by the way. Just want to make sure that's mentioned. He runs the NASCAR series, but we'll see how his thoughts are here tonight with the points on the line. As the grading has begun, we'll jump over and talk to Joe Burchett right now. There you go. And real quick, Joe Burchett, Adam Chapman, ESPN, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Starting P1 tonight. Big night here because this is race number 5 out of 6. Not only that, points, very important here. Talk us through. How do you feel about your chances tonight?
We qualified on the pole, so I feel like we got some pretty good speed. Tommy's right there on the outside. He's pretty much been the constant all season, being the benchmark to try to outrun or pretty much kind of make yourself a standard. Tommy's going to be that standard to kind of base yourself off of, and we got him at Daytona, and he's pretty much gotten us everywhere else. So we're not too far back from him in the points, so we just need to have a good solid night, and maybe we can get into victory lane again. If not, just try to maybe claw back some points.
A place that you're kind of familiar with, man. Talk about the challenges of this racetrack.
It's a very high speed track for these cars. We're turning basically a minute 12, minute 13 laps around here, which is
pretty
extremely quick, yeah. And these things, it doesn't take much. It's a lot of grass, and there's not really much runoff. So these things hit grass when you're downshifting or braking or something, going through one of these corners, and you just clip a edge of grass. It's usually going to whip the back end around on you, and you're probably going to spin it all the way around and probably hit something, because the walls are for the most part fairly close here.
Well, man, pulling for you. See what you can do. Should be a fun race. We'll be watching you.
10-4, thank you.
Thanks a lot, buddy. That's Joe Burchett. You see right there on the side of Joe's helmet that he runs that pink helmet for breast cancer awareness. For his mom that beat breast cancer. They do a lot of awesome things for breast cancer. They do the walk-a-thon as well. He also has that autism awareness banner in there. And also, you see the number 7 on the side of that car. That is actually for Cody Smith, another racer that we actually broadcast here on Fridays. That says Smith Strong on the side of his car. Him and his wife just had a baby. Unfortunately, had a lung defect, so they made this banner to put on some cars, and we decided to stick it on the overtake car. You can see Joe's running it, And pretty cool. They actually raised the money for the GoFundMe. They actually met their goal yesterday. We posted it here on the ESPN. Awesome job for everybody that donated and helped him out. It's really cool. So we appreciate all the support for him, and I know he does as well. I've been watching the chat with him. So up front, it is Joe Burchett alongside the ever so dangerous Tommy Ryan, who's going to be starting up front in the number 18. Always a great driver as well. Really respectful driver. I love interviewing Tommy, one of my favorite drivers to watch. And then right behind him, it is Dave Hill, the very dangerous number 13 car, starting alongside the number 24. Lana Lacey, I believe, is going to be starting beside him. Is that correct? It's showing he's starting fifth. Mark Wilson, I apologize. There's Mark Wilson. I was about to say. Mark Wilson going to be rolling off beside him. Terry Dahl going to be rolling off in 6th place in the number 53. But you can see the lights are actually on. And I don't know if this is going to go a nighttime race or not. It's going to be close. I don't know if we're going to quite get there, but it's going to be very close to see that. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, Joe Burchett up front alongside Terry Dahl. As you can see, all these cars working down. I mean, look at all these cars. We got a good field here tonight. I think 21 drivers, something like that. As they work up through the hill, through the, I call it the S's. I'm not quite sure what it's exactly called, but very fast part of the corner. Very easily, you can really be over aggressive here, but very easily you can make that mistake. Turn 1, always going to be the most watched corner here as we get set. We're going to go high above to get this one started. Green flag out of the air. Red Sox Racing League. Race number 5 of the Winter A Series. Going down into turn 1, it is Joe Burchett taking the lead. Battle right now going to be for P number 2 with Tommy Ryan, and that is Dave Hill. And Tommy going to be able to hold it. Landa Lacey putting some pressure on. Landa Lacey going to take P number 2 or 3 away from Dave Hill. So already Landa Lacey picking up a spot. We're single file for the most part all up front. Let's jump back a little bit. Let's actually hop on board here with Robert Sneedville as he works, or Centerville, Sneedville, that's how you say his name. And here comes one of the most dangerous turns in all of this series. The little hairpin, you're going to probably see guys shift all the way down to first right here. He's actually going to stay in second, carrying enough speed through second, but there you go. Possibly pass. Let's jump back here a little bit. Who is that right there? Side by side, that is Reed Rundle, and it looks like that's Ryan Robertson and Mitch Heller. This is a battle for 10th place. Robertson had it, or been able to take this way. He's going to move up 10th. Reed Rundle falls into 11th. Look at all these cars just coming through that. Back up front a little bit. Landa Lacey, Tommy Ryan going at it here for 2nd place. Overtake Motorsports driver Joe Burchett leading Tommy Ryan with another overtake driver behind him in Landa Lacey. And then the ever so dangerous Dave Hill with Mark Wilson. Mark Wilson was really fast here in practice the other night on a Tuesday. They put the practice on. Do not count out the driver of the 323. Everybody getting a little bit spaced out here just ever so slightly. So last week, as we watched Joe Burchett here, last week Joe made a slight mistake on pit road, coming to pit road, and that's really what basically affected his entire race. And it also affected Terry Dahl's race as well. But he was a driver that had a problem early, actually spun out in the very first couple laps, fell all the way back to about 13th, worked his way back up to 6th. That's what was impressive. He worked his way all the way back up to 6th. Unfortunately for Joe Burchett, when that actually happened, he made the mistake. This was at Imola. He made the mistake of coming to pit road. When he came to pit road, he actually spun on pit road and got wedged between both walls of pit road. So he took him forever. I think overall he finished 13th or 14th in that race when it could have been way worse. But that's kind of his biggest race right now. I mean, he's got to have, in his mind, he said that he's going to have a win in order to have a chance at this championship. So right now at this track, it's a good chance. He does go to another good track where I think they're really good next week at Watkins Glen with the boot, but I feel like a lot of guys could be good there. So we're going to be watching that pretty close as the race continues. Everybody's spaced out right now for the most part. Nobody's really that close. I'm sitting here looking through some of the field. Here's Mark Kudrowski Currently running in 14th place, running right behind Scott Hustad in that Porsche. You see marking at Twins. He's running the Ferrari tonight, I believe. And there was a lot of talk about this race. What car do you want to run? My personal opinion on it, I thought guys should have ran the BMW more, which is what's leading the race. However, with that said, there's 2 Ferraris. There's only 1 BMW right now, or 2 BMWs in the top 5, and 1 first and 5th, and then 2 Ferraris. So the Ferrari, in my opinion, was also a good choice. I wasn't the happiest with the Porsche from what I've seen. So, you know, I think the BMW and the Ferrari is probably the best bet. And I wasn't very happy with the Ford, even though when I say that, Dave Hill's up to 4th right now. But I feel like BMW and Ferrari is definitely the best bet of car choice to run here, just from what I've seen in practice. Looking at on board, let's actually hop on board. You can see Reed Rundle here rolling in the car. Driver of the number 43, currently P11. Really nice helmet, though. There we go. Fix that camera. We got that 360 cam working here tonight. Right behind him, Mitch Heller in the number 45 car. You can see him right here as he works up the hill, coming to the S's. Watch this. This is what I was talking about, the S's. You can see kind of how aggressive you are. You get up on that curve a little bit, very easily make a mistake. Roll it around in 3rd gear. You're going to downshift here to 2nd. I don't think we'll downshift to 1st at all as final turn. No, you will not. Or he didn't, at least. Joe Burchett out front right now by about 8.5 tenths. Lana Lacey just gave up the 3rd position back to Dave Hill. Mark Wilson currently running a P number 5 as well. Keep an eye on that. Gerald Livingston currently in P9. Everybody kind of spaced out. Here's Terry Dahl trying to run down Mark Wilson and the rest of these guys up front, looking to try to get a top 5 here. Great view of that car as they work off that little hairpin turn. You see Terry Dahl right there coming into your screen. Up the hill he will begin into the S's. It's a great shot of him. Currently 6th. He actually right now is running down Mark Wilson, by the way. I just want to point that out. He is actually in the BMW as well. Both these guys are in 5th and 6th. I thought I heard somebody get loose in front. Everybody's still good, it looks like. So you heard Joe Burchett mention about how tough it is, how easily it is to get to grass here. That's going to be very interesting. We got to watch out for. We've seen a couple cars do that in practice that had that issue. Something else we got to watch out for is pit stops. Everybody knows if you're not familiar, you have to make at least 1 pit stop here in this series and then continue on. So they only run 35% fuel limit. So when do you make that pit stop? Right now we still got 23 minutes remaining. So we've only been green for about 6 laps, or coming to 7 laps. We're averaging about 25 laps is what we're thinking, which is quite a bit, to be completely honest with you, especially here. As Joe Burchett right now doing a really nice job out in front by about 1.3 seconds, but we've seen this before with Joe. He knows how to run this place really well, but he does not want to make a mistake, and that's one thing he's going to focus on. Same as Tommy Ryan. Tommy Ryan, make sure he needs to have a good finish as well. Both of these guys would like each other. You know, they're not hoping each other wreck, but they would kind of hope each other would have a little mishap and fall back a little bit. Just saying, it has happened. Look at your weather here. 81-degree track temp. We did not show that. Perfect track temps here for this race this evening. Les Turner battling for position. Gerald Livingston. Les started 8th. Actually, Les just gave up that spot. Les, a very well member here, one of the admins here in the Red Sox Racing League. Him as well as Terry Dahl got promoted to admins here. They have done a great job with this series. I absolutely love broadcasting this series. It's one of my favorite series that we broadcast on ESPN. And I'm very happy to be a part of it. I'm really thankful if they allowed me to keep broadcasting. This league's been around so long almost 11 years or 11 seasons or 11 years, something like that. I believe it's 11 years. So they've been around a long time, and Terry and Les both have a lot to do with that right now. One of the oldest leagues in iRacing, founded by a co-owner of the Boston Red Sox, John Henry, who also has a lot to do with iRacing, who's also one of the founders of iRacing. So there's a reason why this series has been around this long, and I absolutely love that they keep it going. Ryan Robertson's starting to try to close up here on Les Turner as well. Looking through the field, I'm actually surprised we're spaced out kind of like we are right now. It's very interesting. Let's actually take a ride around Canadian Tire Motorsports with Les Turner, the number 9 or the 01 car, currently in 9th place. Right here was always my biggest issue. I've ran this place a lot, the NASCAR Truck Series. Of course, a lot different car, a lot heavier. Right here was always one of the biggest issues coming through this turn, because you basically run that turn almost full throttle, then up the hill into this little hairpin. And you actually see he gets all the way down to first, which is very interesting. I'm wondering if other guys could be doing that now, since we're getting a little bit of wear on these tires. Could other guys be going down to first as well? That's something we're going to have to check in with our leader to see if they have an issue with that. But we'll definitely check in with it. Right now, fastest lap, Joe Chat on 1:13.020. Not a bad lap at all. As he works up through the S's, as his Les Turner was still riding on board with him. Going to fourth, go downshift right here to third. There you go. Probably actually maybe even hit second. He will hit second right here. And up through the corner. And right here was another tough corner. Turn 1, very tough. Basically, you got to take this kind of aggressive as well. You can see already back on the gas. This is almost completes the whole lap that we've been on board with him. Take this turn aggressive as well, cut some of that off, go out wide into this turn. Turn number 3, I believe. Very tricky turn right here. Very easily make that mistake to hit that grass. So there you go. There's your lap around Canadian Tire Motorsports. As let's jump back a little bit. This is a battle for the 18th position. Something just happened to Mark Krajewski. I thought I heard somebody wrecking just now. I was trying to find it, and I don't think he did. Here we go. Les Turner take it back over 8th place. We're trying to. Let's actually see what happened here to Mark Krajewski. Did he have an off track here? This was just a moment ago. Maybe not. I'm not sure what it was. So anyway, back live now. Joe Burchett leading the way here with 18 minutes left. About halfway. And that number 83 overtake. I love that paint. It's so cool looking. Jump back a little bit. Landon Lacey just gave up 5th spot to Terry Dahl. Actually, Landon was up to 4th at one point. He's having a little bit of issues here, giving up some spots. And I think Robert Sneedville just went off track. No, he did not. He's still rolling good. These guys right here are absolutely like this group. As you can see them work out through the trees. You can see how close they are. Maybe once we get out all these trees, you'll be able to see. Pretty good group right here of about 5 cars. From Les Turner all the way back to, I believe that's Scott Hustad. That is Mitch Heller, I apologize, back in 12th. Through the final turn. See exactly the line that Les is running. One thing about Joe Burchett. Oh, we got pit stops happening. Mark Krajewski on pit road. One thing about Joe Burchett is you see him right here working down the back part, getting ready to come up on the hairpin. He knows that he's got a 2-point-something second lead. You also got to make sure you stay calm with that. This is a big series to be able to win in. If you could get a win here, you're doing something right, especially with the talent that's in the series. It's something we're going to be watching to make sure there's no mistakes made by him. Landon Lacey was able to touch down to take back over 5th place from Terry Dahl. Dahl falls back to 6th, unfortunately, for the 53, but still running really nice here. Reed Rundle trying to get a run here on Ryan Robertson for the 10th position. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We continue to watch the battle right now for that 10th position. Ryan Robertson continue to hold that spot. Mark Kudrowski has elected to not come back out on track. He will officially be 20th place here in this one. As you see right there, Reed Rundle making a pass. Now Mitch Heller trying to set up a pass. These three cars, Robertson goes off the track just a little bit. This may actually help Heller. He's going to look to that inside, that preferred line coming up the hill. There you see them side by side. Will Mitch be able to take away the 11th position? Scott Hustad looks on. And almost contact. Mitch Heller going to take over P11. Les Turner coming to pit road. This is a scheduled stop. You see no damage, so this is scheduled. We'll watch him come down pit road here. And sliding into his box. Everything looking good. How long is it going to take? I'm going to guess there's not going to be any tires. It's probably gas only. I would guess around 9 seconds, 10 seconds. There you go. Done away. How long total on pit road? This will give us an estimate of what's fast and what's not. Here, so 28.7 seconds total time on pit road for Les Turner. Now, when will Joe Burchett come down pit road? Does he come early? We are at the halfway point in this race. Does he come this time? He's out by 3.2 seconds, so he does have that little bit of a buffer. Once again, he made the mistake last week on pit road at Imola. Don't think we're going to see that happen this time. It'd be really surprised to see him make 2 mistakes in 2 weeks on pit road. He's usually pretty smart on pit road, so that's why it was such a big surprise last week. Anybody else elected to come this time? Does not look like it. So when will our driver, Joe Burchett, come to pit road? We talked to him during the pre-race. Let's hop on board with Joe. Let's see if he actually goes down to first gear here, coming out of the hairpin now. He's going to stay in second. Does Tommy Ryan go to first? Now, I think he actually did go to first. Lando Lacey's in second. Terry Dahl stays in second. Mitch Heller, he's down to first. So what happens here? Does our leader come to pit road? Or does Tommy Ryan come to pit road? Joe Burchett not coming to pit road this time. Tommy Ryan not coming to pit road this time. Dave Hill, currently third, not coming to pit road this time. Mark Wilson, Lando Lacey, elected not to. Terry Dahl, not going to. Robert Stevel, not going to. Gerald Livingston, not going to. Reed Rundle, not going to. So none of our top 10 elected to come to pit road this time. Back up front to our lead. A 3.2 second lead right now for the driver of the 83. Remember, he picked up a win back at Daytona, which was a huge win for him. He was super happy about picking up that win. A little bit different of a track here from Canadian Tire. Definitely a lot, I don't know if I want to call it finesse, but it's kind of what it is. You have a lot more different type of turns. Each are different, of course, but let's see. Does he hit pit road this time? That's really going to be the big question. We've seen a lot of races won and lost on pit road, and with the mishap he had last week, Will that be an issue here? Les Turner, by the way, was, we did see him actually pit. Never mind, I apologize. Joe Burchett staying out. Same as it looks like most of our other leaders as well. Oh, there's one coming down. Who was that? Mark Wilson coming down pit road. We're going to watch him. He's running a different paint scheme this night, tonight. So a nice little paint scheme. Coming into his box. Make sure everything's good. Keep in mind these cars. Also, Gerald Livingston is on pit road as well. Our baseline right now is a 28.7 seconds or 10.2 total time with fuel, with gas and all that. This is a good stop. 9.6. How much time does he spend on pit road? 27.6. Gerald Livingston, 9.4 in the stop and a 27.6 on exit. So really good. So right there's our baseline. 27 and above. 28 and above is good. 28 and higher might be a little bit lower, but 28.9 or 27.9 would be good, I believe. So back up front. Will he pit this time? Does not. And I think he is noticing these other guys. Tommy Ryan not going to pit as well. Dave Hill not. Terry Dahl may come to pit road. Here he comes. Terry Dahl on pit road. We'll watch this. Right on board, and he is on the pit limiter, which is going to keep him right at the pit speed of 35 miles per hour. Who else is that on pit road? Robert Sneedville as well. Terry Dahl coming into the pit box. It's pretty easy pit box to get into here. That's one thing I'll say. It's pretty easy to find your box. Watch him off pit road. By the way, Ryan Robertson on pit road. Kevin Kyle also on pit road. No, Kevin Kyle is not. Total time on pit road, 28 flat for Terry Dahl. Good stop there. Robert Sneedville had a little bit slow, 29 second total time on pit road. So there you go, a second loss there compared to some of the other drivers that we've seen. Will we see earlier this time? Yes, Joe Burchett coming to pit road. This access road is very important. Do not get caught speeding on pit road. We've seen that happen plenty of times. I think he has made that mistake plenty of times. Who else is on pit road? Tommy Ryan stays out. Dave Hill is in as well. Landa Lacey is in. Joe Burchett coming to his box. Sliding in. Pretty good. This could be a slow pit stop. The way he entered got me curious. Will he have an issue? Done it away. So no speeding on pit road and a good stop there. 26.6 for the driver of the 83. Dave Hill. Total time on pit road. That was actually the best pit stop. 25.3. Lana Lacey, 25.9. Mark Wilson, 27. Reed Rundle is on pit road right now. He is exiting pit road. What's his time going to be? 26.0. Good time there. Tommy Ryan. That's who we're waiting on to pit now. Tommy Ryan, Kevin Kyle, James Prostel Jr. has not been on pit road. Tommy Ryan's pit stop could be huge for him, especially if he has a 25-second pit stop like we see some of these other guys do. Here he comes. On the brakes hard. Here he comes down to pit road. Now remember, he was behind Joe Burchett by about 3.3 seconds before we came on the pit road. Here he comes into the box. Looking good. He looked really good. Let's watch his exit. Now this is going to be a quick stop. He did not take as much gas, so 24.5 seconds. He will come out behind Joe Burchett. How much time behind Joe is going to be the question. I'm seeing about 2 seconds. Could be the difference. We'll have to double check that here in just a moment. Kevin Kyle is on pit road as well. Gonna jump back just a little bit here. Battle for ninth with Les Turner, Robert Steveville. We will keep you updated here in just a moment once it all cycles through. Once Joe Burchett hits the start-finish line with Tommy Ryan to see where these guys are going to be at. Robert Steveville still working on Les Turner right now. Started in 7th. He's been back as far as 14th. Right now in 10th place once it updates. He was back to 14th because of pit stops. I want to make sure I point that out. So what we're seeing with Joe Burchett up front is 2.3 seconds. So Tommy Ryan did gain about a second on pit road, which we expected with a little bit quicker pit stop here, a 24.5 second pit stop. So there you go. We're averaging about 6 laps left or 6 minutes remain for Joe Burchett here as we work here live from Canadian Tire Motorsports. Fantastic racing, though. I'm not going to lie. We've had a lot of action for the most part here in this one. Well, I just heard somebody spin. I'll have to double check. No, we did not. Everybody's spaced out. Right now, the closest battle right now is with Les Turner, Robert Steveville, and Reed Rundle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. These 3 cars that you see on your screen. Les Turner trying to guard that inside just a little bit up the hill as Robert Steveville getting a pretty good run. There he goes, taking a peek to the outside. And Robert Steveville able to take away 9th place. Let's jump up to Dave Hill. He's just been quiet here tonight. He hasn't done too much. I mean, he's rolling. He started back in 3rd. That's where he's running. In the Ford. I was curious on how the Ford would actually run here, but he's done a pretty solid job. As I keep swearing I hear somebody spinning, but guess not. Dave Hill comes into this race 7th in points, if I'm not mistaken. 3rd, if we don't count the drop week. Is that correct? I believe so. So far, rolling around a P3. Not a bad night for him. Les Turner still rolling around in P10. Jump back a little bit for 14th. Oh, Lando Lacey just wrecked. And he may be done. What happened here? I'm not sure what actually happened here. He was rolling around a 4th. And I'm not quite sure what happened there. But anyway, he is done, it looks like, on here. So jump back over to someone here. Oh, we're on, there we go. On fast forward, apparently. Not sure what happened there with Landon. Huh. So it was on a P4. He drops back now just a little bit. Unfortunately for him, the race is over. That's surprising. Anyway. Looking around right now. We got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Maybe 3 laps, maybe. Or waiting to see it. May only be 2 laps here. The way our ticker works, it always shows so many before it starts counting down. We need to fix that. I really need to fix that. But Joe Burchett trying to pick up a win number 2 here of the season. As I mentioned, he came in here, I believe, tied for 3rd in points. Of course, these guys do get a drop week, so I'm counting his drop week as well. Yeah, he was tied actually for 4th in points, I believe. Yes, he was tied for 4th in points. What's going to be interesting is who's going to take the points lead here with David or Ross Booth not here tonight. definitely going to be looking at a new overall points leader without drop weeks. We'll see. As we are coming out on only one more race this season. Will we see the right flag this time? I don't think so. I think we're going to get one more lap. So I believe we will get all of our laps in. 25 laps here tonight. Which is awesome. Gerald Livingston started in ninth place. He is up to P number 6. Trying to run down Terry Dahl for 5th place. Terry's done a nice job here in P5. Talked a little bit about him earlier. There he is again. He's done a really nice job in that new paint scheme here tonight. A good looking ride though. Loves the comic book look to it. Cars right now all around this track. As Joe Burchett working up through the S's. Coming to the white flag this time. Off the final turn. White flag going to be out for Joe Burchett, who has led 22 laps here in this one. Tommy Ryan trying to close the gap. 2.7 seconds back. A lot of time to make up. Robert Sneedville trying to get around Les Turner. Les is actually up to 8th now. I did not see it. He actually moved up to 8th. So that's where he started as well. He was one of the first cars that we actually seen hit pit road. Joe Burchett going through the little hairpin for the final time. Got one more tricky part of the track coming up. We'll go ahead and call it 3 seconds. 3.1 seconds to be exact. Coming up the hill. Joe Burchett looking to pick up win number 2 here in the Red Sox Racing Series. Tommy Ryan, Dave Hill in 2nd and 3rd. Burchett coming through the S's for the final time. Checker flag set to wave. Joe Burchett is going to win here from Canadian Tire Motorsports. Flashing the lights at the line. 2nd goes to Tommy Ryan. 3rd place going to go back to Dave Hill, finishing P3. Mark Wilson trying to bring it home in 4th place. Looks like he's going to be able to take care of that. Terry Dahl looking for another good finish here. P5 for the number 53. 67, Gerald Livingston going to finish in P6. Reed Rundle finishes in P number 7. Les Turner trying to hold on to 8th. Looks like he will with Robert Sneedville and Scott Hustad finishing in 10th. Ryan Robertson working through the S's up through the final turn. He's looking to finish P11. Haven't talked a lot about Ed Sutcliffe here tonight. That very nice paint scheme, by the way. Going to finish in P12. James Prostell Jr. going to battle back. Not bad. Started 19th, finished in P13. Bill Paulucki. Did Bill get it? Yes, he did. And Kevin Kyle 16th. William Cabela and Mitch Heller did not finish where he wanted to. Unfortunately, will finish 17th. Joe Burchett going to be your winner here. And one thing that you see here, guys, is these guys actually have to drive all the way back around the pit road. What we'll do, we'll talk to Joe Burchett. Joe Burchett, got a copy? Joe Burchett, you got a copy?
Yeah, got you.
Man, you talked about earlier before we even came on the air that you felt like you needed to get a win. And, well, you did that. You got to be ecstatic right now picking up a win here.
Yeah, man. I was ecstatic at Daytona partially for 2 reasons. Just getting the first win, running with these guys, and our team not being able to run the actual Daytona 24, so it kind of felt like redemption. But to be honest with you, man, I'm more excited with this one. Daytona's kind of that hybrid road course. You got a lot of banking, and it's a lot more, drafting, so to speak, in effect. And this race, it's a straight up road course, and you got to be on your game the whole time, especially when you got Tommy Ryan and Dave Hill behind you,
For sure.
going pretty much, as fast as they can the entire race, and able to hold them off and come away with 2 victories in one season. Man, I joined. I guess it was partially
Late
through
last
last
year,
season.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was starting to get faster towards the end of that season, and I seen where those guys were consistently up front, and I was like, man, if I can get up there and I can get a little bit faster, I think I can race with these guys. And we put into practice kind of a little bit in the off season, between the little short break they had, and kind of found a little something, and I think we're somewhat on par with them. We're not all the way there yet. It's still plenty of tracks that they walk the dog on me at, but we're gonna celebrate this one for a while.
Hey, you got to feel happy about next week. A track that a lot of people are familiar with. We head to Walker's Glen. That race could come down to that final race to see how you do in these points.
Yeah, man. We did all we could here. With points to kind of help. Tommy finishing second and Dave
Yeah.
third. It's still going to be real tight on the points. I don't know what they're going to be, but we're just going to go into Watkins Glen, give it all we got, see if we can come out maybe with another victory. If not, try to get us a top 3 or top 5 at least, and see if we can kind of hang in there and maybe claw our way back. I know we're in a little bit of a hole.
Hey, man, give your shout outs and all that. You've done it enough to know.
Everybody at Overtake Motorsports. To me, it's one of the best up and coming teams. We've been around for a little while, but we're starting to branch out into some bigger leagues, more well known leagues, kind of getting the name out there, and kind of coming in with these guys in a GT league. It's very odd for the team, and proud that we're able to kind of make a name for ourselves running in this as well. And just as well, personal sponsors: Swamp Dust Seasoning, Sellers Racing, Sellers Construction. You guys at ESPN for coming on doing this broadcast every week. Y'all put on one heck of a broadcast. Um, you know, the admins Terry and Les for keeping the league going. It's definitely a very well ran league. They put a lot of time, and you can tell that they are very fluid with what they're doing with the league, and it's not a half-ass run league.
For
And
sure.
just everybody that comes out and runs, I think it's just a really tight field weekend every week. It's always racing all over the track, no matter how quick you are. You see big packs everywhere. So hats off to everybody that shows up.
Hey, good job tonight, man.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Next up, I think Tommy Ryan should be joining us. We'll have to wait just a second. See if we can get him in here real quick. All right, so Tommy Ryan finishes in second place. Dave Hill, third as well. And congratulations once again to Joe Burchett for picking it up. The race win here tonight. It's going to be points very interesting. But at a place like Canadian Tire, never know what could happen. So we're basically, at the moment, just standing by, waiting for Tommy Ryan to come in. Same as Dave Hill. We'll see if we get Dave as well. See if I can grab him. As well. So, once again, top 5, Joe Burchett, Tommy Ryan, Dave Hill, Mark Wilson, Terry Dahl finishing in P5. Dave Hill finished in third, as I mentioned. Let's see, Mark Wilson fourth, Terry Dahl, Gerald Livingston, Reed Rundle, Les Turner, Robert Sneedville, Scott Hustad will finish in P10. Ryan Robertson, Ed Sutcliffe, James Prostell Jr., Bill Paul Lucky, Kevin Kyle, William Cabela 16, Mitch Heller, Landon Lacey, Tim McLeish, Mark Kudrowski, and Mark Allen. Well, I think that is going to do it tonight, guys. I can't get anybody else in here, so unfortunately, that will do it for us. Hope everybody enjoyed the race. It was fun. We'll be back with these guys live at Watkins Glen. Very much looking forward to that. And can't wait to get in there and see what these guys do around that place. We are running the boot in that series. So, once again, congratulations, Joe Burchett, picking up tonight's win. And that's going to do it for us. I hope everybody had a great night. Y'all take care. God bless as always.